My name's Steve Lee and I'm the Chief Executive from the Chartered Institution of Waste Management. I'd like to explore one question today, and that's whether we, the waste and recycling sector, fully understand where we fit in the much more complex whole life cycle cost of plastics and the environment. I'd like to do that through 4 points. First is the obvious one, and that's the importance of plastics. We know that the demand for plastics continues to grow in the UK, about 4.5 million tonnes per year in 2000, slightly depressed by the recession. We also know that only about 2/3 of that is turning up in the waste stream that we process. So the amount of plastics still in work in the environment is growing every year, not just in the packaging industry, where about 1/3 of it is used, but also increasingly in the construction sector, furniture, electrical equipment, vehicles, etc. So we know that plastics are absolutely vital. How are we doing in terms of recovering them? In terms of post-consumer waste, we've got about 20% recovery, rather less in industry and commerce, about half of that, about 10%. So there is ample scope for increasing the amount of plastics that we recover, recycle and put back to work. And we know that the demand is there, it's what people want to do. However, that's a task that we have to face in an era of resource constraints, and that probably means that we have to up our game in terms of the services that we're already providing. We need to introduce systems like Recycle on the Go, and we need to give better services to businesses. My third point is new materials, and by that of course I mean biopolymers. This seems to be an inevitable trend now, with great demand by manufacturers and retailers, but also by people who make the purchases. If that is going to be an inevitable trend, then I think that we need a much better understanding. We need to be able to demonstrate that those alternative plastics are environmentally beneficial. We need the infrastructure and the technology to be able to separate them and put them back to work. And we need much, much better information and communications with people who use them. My fourth point, as ever, is quality. Quality is king. Whatever we do, whatever systems we use, we have to make sure that we are putting plastics back into the market at the quality that that market will dictate. So with that understanding of the market that we're working in, I leave with two questions. The first is, can we improve our game in terms of plastics recovery and recycling? And I think the answer to that is yes, but it won't be easy. But a much bigger question is whether or not the waste and resources industry fully understands what the right things to do are in the much more complex whole life cycle analysis of plastics and the environment.